I want to show you how to make chair covers that look so professional that your friends will think you've had new chairs every time you change your colour scheme. When in reality, you know the secret. Why do I do it? Basically, I love the shape of these chairs, but they are leather, they stick to you a bit. So I prefer to have a fabric cover, and I'm changing it at the moment in time for Christmas. So let's have a little go.
Let's think about the measuring first. You need to measure the width across, the depth and the length. Make a note of them. I wanted my chair back piece to wrap all the way up the back and over the top down to the seat, so that's the measurement I took. Measure the widest part across the seat and the depth. But bear in mind, you're going to need to add about 5 centimetres all round to allow for you creating a channel for the elastic to go into and for this to lie underneath the seat. I've got my chair backs drawn up here. I'm cutting 3 abreast, so 6 all at once. And the surplus will be used to cut the underchair bits. Right, the first thing to do when you're making chair back covers and you've cut them out is to make sure you've got all your chair backs the same way round, particularly if they are made of a chenille or a velvet or any kind of plush like a velour, because there's a nap where when you stroke your hand down, it's smooth one way and rough the other. Now I want mine so that this side is smooth and the other side is rough, because I get the best kind of look to the pattern that way. But whichever way you have it, you want them all the same. Then what you're going to do is, for this bit that sits level with your seat itself, you want to hem this bit in. So I'm just going to take this in, do a little double 1 centimetre seam. It actually will be, by the time I've done it, will be a little bit more than 1 centimetre. We're just going to hem that in on them all so that I can then put it in place and see where we need this, how long we need this seam, this first seam to be. Okay, these are all hemmed. Now we need to put your first piece of fabric, your first chair back, inside out over the back of your chair. Right, we've now got this draped over, and I want to check that the side seams, I want to sew the side seam, so I'm going to pin my side seam in place all the way up, both sides. And then I'm going to do that on all the other chairs. You can do this, pin it, you can do this, measure it and just transfer that measurement to all the others. But I prefer to put them onto the chair back and pin them in place so that I get exactly the right width measurement for each one, and I know that they fit snugly. First side seams are pinned. I'm just going to sew them now. The bottom bit, bottom part, we'll get to that a little later. Okay, we've got these seams sewn. Next step is I'm going to cut a V on that corner so that it won't be bulky when we fold it, when I turn it inside out. So I shall cut a V there. I'm hoping that I won't need to trim the seam down, that it won't be bulky underneath. If it is, I'll need to trim that seam down to half, but we'll see. Right, my seats, they measure 49 by 49 centimetres, and I'm allowing another 3.5 centimetres all round. So I'm cutting them at 56 centimetres, and you can see I've marked it all up onto my fabric. The fabric's double,
So you'll get six seat covers from that. And then the surplus is to make this part, is to cover this part, which will need to be in 2 pieces to fasten down the middle. And I'll show you why as we go along. Okay, I've got it drawn up now for the 6 chairs. This is the lower chair bit, the lower back of the chair. It'll be divided into 2 pieces with press studs up the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch this one seam, this side seam at the bottom, and that one into that side seam at the bottom. And it's basically one side's going to be folded over the other, small turning, and then it's going to fasten down onto there with press studs once it's fitted under here. All will be revealed when I've done it. Hopefully you can see how this is going to work out now. You can see where I've pinned these pieces into the rest of the side seam here, and they're going to go the right way out and then be fastened over here. So you'll get your fabric continuing all the way down. I had to do it this way so that we can actually fit the covers on. And all that remains after that, press studs and make the seat cover itself. And this is what the cover looks like inside out. This is the finished cover, what it looks like. These are the bits that fold underneath the chair. This bit. Let's see how it goes together. Okay. Slide this over the top. Adjust the seam to be in the middle. And you can see how nice and snugly this fits, hopefully. Fits nice and snugly. Here you'll see on the right seat cover, I've just rounded off the corners. I'll do that on them all to make it easier to put the channel in for the elastic. This will be the seat cover. Showed you the squares that we started out with. We trimmed the corners and sewed a channel all the way around and thread elastic through. It's just a case now of smoothing it all down. We've measured it, cut it so it's not too much fabric. Tuck it in at the back here, the backrest bit and the seat bit. And the key is getting it tight enough that it pulls it in and doesn't slip. I hope you'll agree the finish looks really professional. The key to a good fit here, I think, was actually pinning the fabric while it was on the chair so we could get it nice and snug. These chairs are a particularly nice style to cover, I must admit, but I'm really pleased with them. They actually look like they're professionally upholstered. I'm just going to put a finishing touch now. I bought these tassels from Amazon.
and I think you'll agree, it just gives them a nice edge. I'm just looping a third tassel around them. It's kind of a silvery teal colour because I couldn't get the exact shade, but it doesn't matter. It really does blend in nicely. Okay, I'm all ready for Christmas and 2025. Join me for more next time.